You can always brace on me. There we go. Okay, hello. Scott Book, hello. Welcome to stream. You did the quest yesterday? Guess what I don't do in this game? I have not done much exploration of the 4.1 area now, and I have to unlock the 4.2 area eventually. But once I get these teleporters, Scott, you and Book should both help me farm. Just like we did the other day. Gosh, there's so much underwater that I haven't even unlocked either, even in the 4.1 area. There's no audio. This is really awkward. Anyway, my focus right now is not exploration, actually. We are focusing on Furina's story quest. If I can ever find her. Animula Choragi, which actually means like soul, spirit, spirit performer is the short way of saying it. Basically, it's a very fitting title for her. The curtain has fallen on the grand act, the performance has ended, and the true appearance of day and night reflected in the pupils of the eyes. On what should have been the road home for the triumphant hero, there are neither bouquets of flowers tossed nor the echo of applause, only the murmuring of the fountain of Lucine, which my dumb self forgot to turn in my emblems into. The future is long as the past. Like a gentle ripple, she merges with the throng of humanity. Jari, hello. I'm so excited for this quest, y'all, because we didn't get to really see Furina after the Archon Quest ended. So this is our chance. And also, I was not happy with the way Riceley's story quest went in 4.1. I was not a fan of it. I saw it was very popular with people, but I seem to be in the minority on it. And it's okay because Neuvillette's story quest and Lindy's story quest were both good. So I'm gonna hope this one is good as all. I already know I'm probably gonna like it more than Riceley's story quest because this one is shorter. And short is not a bad thing. Say it with me now. Book, you should relax.
I once.
Oh, Riceley, shush. I don't even know why I have Riceley out right now. I love those load times, by the way. He is level 60. He's not... I don't even think he has artifacts on him. That's the worst part. I think I have nothing. Oh, he has stuff. He has Blizzard Trayer. Okay, he'll be fine. He has a level 20 weapon. This is an awful idea. Okay, let's go into cutscene.
Hey, Catherine. It's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge
I
vortex
love how
blast?
Genshin looks on PS5, by the way.
You know we're worth it. For quality work and speedy results, choose Paimon and the Traveler.
Paimon and the Traveler.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Oh no,
Don't worry
I'm
about
gonna
that.
not get
We
any
were just
primo
kidding.
gems for this.
So what's the situation?
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some
I know
issues
somebody
and
who
is
could be
currently
a good
unable to perform the
actress.
role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties.
Question,
So
Catherine, does
unfortunately,
this
they
happen to
cannot
be a
afford to pay the
Wanderer's troupe?
replacement actress.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
Look, I desperately need
That's
primo
right.
gems.
Our adventurers reached out to many
I need to
actresses,
save.
but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until
Oh,
the
just
performance.
literally, I
If
know
they
exactly
can't
where we're
find
gonna go.
someone in
We're gonna
time,
ask
they'll
Furina.
probably have
Y'all,
to
my
postpone the
camera is
show.
off center.
And delays tend
There
to
we go.
create all sorts of new problems.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas?
We both need
Even if
primo
we took
gems
the
so
commission,
badly.
neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
I think Ether should sing. As much as I want to, but this is Furina's quest, so I think we're gonna end up asking
If you're
her.
interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out another solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Oh, It's that guy,
That
huh?
guy.
No wonder, he looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
We'll go talk to him.
Paimon approves, let's go!
She's watching us.
Hello there, are you the guy looking for
That was a
new
little
actress?
suspicious.
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act
It
in
is
my
I,
musical?
the Traveler.
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame.
Can't you cover the budget for a new actress with the ticket fees? That's just a good question, actually.
That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts.
Wait, Furina's pets attack animals in the overworld? That's
All our
so
sets
funny.
and props are very crude.
That
We're
is
grateful
so
enough
funny.
just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
Oh, dude, I got.
Disband? You're splitting
Look,
up the
dude.
troupe?
I need
Oh,
you to not worry
I guess
about
the lady at
anything
the
because
Adventurers Guild
we're
didn't
the
tell you?
Traveler and we know
Yeah.
exactly how to get you out of
This
this
is supposed
mess.
to be our final show together as a troupe.
Oh, their
One
final
last
show.
And after that,
That's so
we go our
sad.
separate ways. So we were really
I'm sorry, y'all,
hoping
if
to end
I'm
on a
messing up
high
your
note.
headphones. I'm trying to adjust this microphone so I'm
Nobody
not
wants things to
peeking.
just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
So one of your actresses cannot make it.
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact.
The leading
She's
lady.
been dealing with a chronic illness ever since
Oh, no,
childhood.
Is it
And
Elisar?
unfortunately, it flared up again recently.
No, it's not Elisar.
It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to
I
perform.
was trying to make a joke.
The show just won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Da, 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 da,
Got it, we have a clearer
da,
picture
da.
now. Let's see if we can come up with
Da,
any ideas.
da, da, da.
What if we sponsored the show? Traveler, how much?
I
money
have
can-
20 million Mora, so I
Please,
can do it.
There's no
oh.
need to go that far.
No?
I wouldn't
They always
feel right
assume I'm
asking such a
poor.
huge favor. And I can't
In
promise
case you're
I'll
like,
never be
Unique,
able
why
to
do you
pay
have
back.
20 million Mora? I would like everyone to take a look at all of my characters that are under level 70. And none of them have talents past level 7.
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show.
Yeah.
We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
Yeah, of course, Furina.
That's how you know we're the best
We
partners.
haven't gotten to see
Anyway,
her
she
at
should have
all
all the
after the
time in the
Archon
world
Quest.
right
It's
now.
so weird that the Traveler and Paimon are just cast to
She's
be like,
really
oh,
good
we
at
know
performing,
who.
And she was once super
When-
popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should
Literally,
be a piece of cake for her.
all the Traveler and Paimon should know by now is that Furina is currently trying to rest and recover from a very, very traumatic 500 years. And yet we're like, oh, we know someone.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous.
Furina.
Her! You're... That was a joke, right?
What? Does everyone in the city hate her or
Nope.
something?
Paimon doesn't actually
you hate
know
her?
if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
She'd be very, very good at it.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name
Wait,
shows
Furina
before.
has actually
They were
performed?
one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's
Oh.
no longer the Hydro Archon,
One moment,
it's
one
not
moment.
like she's suddenly a commoner.
Hello. My pharmacy called me to say something's ready, but they called me 20 minutes before closing. There's no way I'm gonna make it there in time. So I guess I'm gonna have to pick that up tomorrow. I think they're open tomorrow. Let me make sure before we keep going. Yeah, they're open at 8 a.m., so I'll go get the medication at 8 a.m. Okay. Anyway, let's keep
She's
going.
still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Furina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
Nah, you want to keep going, don't you?
Well, yes, but... but...
You'll be fine with her. It'll be a grand
enough.
finale.
I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Furina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day. Of course,
Well, this'll be
it all
their
depends on whether
chance.
she's interested. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
No point in
Never.
stressing about that. We'll only
She
know
does
if we
not
ask
seem that
her.
type of person, actually.
And besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
It'll be very good to check in on her.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but
She
she's
probably lives in a
moved
shack
out,
outside
right?
of the city.
As it happens, I have her
Oh,
current
she,
address
Catherine.
here. I can provide it to
Catherine
you.
left her stand. That's so creepy. Whenever she leaves her a little desk, it's always creepy.
Woo! When did you get here?
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Add extra applesauce.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Add
much.
extra applesauce.
Woo! Now that we've got the address, we'll go find Furina.
Y'all, I'm
Back
very
in the day.
terrified when we get to meet Marionette, because I'm pretty sure everyone's agreed that Marionette might be the one controlling all these Catherines. Actually, don't we know that? I think we do know that. I think that has been confirmed back in Sumeru. Anyway, the little Oceanid. What was I doing here? Oh, I need to change the setting in Genshin. Something's wrong with the graphics. I need to lower the brightness. I'm gonna lower the brightness by like 2 ticks. It's really bright. Motion blur, turn that off. V-Sync, leave that on. Oh my gosh, there's like barely anything you can change in the
Paimon,
in-
coming in.
in the
Paimon,
console
coming in.
version.
Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon?
Yeah, there's like barely anything you can change in PS5. I need more. I think I need more of this. There, and more of that. I think I need more of that. And then everything else should be good.
Wait now.
Oh, sorry,
Time to
Risley.
go.
Yeah, this is better. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the one thing I noticed is the PS5 version is really rough frame rate. I forgot how to sprint. Whoops. Wait, oh, she lives in a little house here next to the Palais Memoria. It's like in the bottom.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here?
What's wrong with this place?
Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just a bit of a step down from the Palais Mermonia.
She lives in the very bottom level of the city. Well, look, I think she'll be happy with having a place.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Oh, she sounds so sad.
Okay,
But this is the real Furina
talking.
talking.
First Catherine and now
Not the one that's been lying to everyone, but the real one.
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I
Macaroni.
used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But
Aw.
now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite
No
delicious
more
too.
cakes. Don't you get sick of macaroni?
Not at all. as long as you have different kinds of sauces in. You can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the
Is there
next.
special dish macaroni, by the way, or is it a
sounds like you're really
cake?
struggling to cope.
Is it because you have to do your own cooking now?
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity.
Oh, she switched.
It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't
also
see how
barely
it's
leave the
unusual
house.
that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre focilor or blubber profiteroles in no time, if I felt so inclined.
Are those her special dishes? Blubber fluff.
Ah,
I don't know how to
you
say
don't know how
that.
to cook.
Wait, she doesn't know?
Not
Oh no,
yet,
another
maybe,
Archon that
but-
can't cook.
Anyway, what are you even
We
doing
got
here?
Raiden.
I
We
do
got
hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my
Furina
fall from
now.
grace.
I think
Let
Nahida
me
can
first
cook,
be
right?
clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way.
Shoot.
Sorry, we're sorry.
She's
Please
still
don't be
trying.
mad.
It's so much more jarring talking to her now. She seems to just be constantly switching between her, the mode she's been trying to perform for forever now, and then her actual self.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
what the
concerned for your
doctor said.
well-being,
I wasn't
girl.
trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
We actually came here to ask you for help. There is no way we're gonna say. I hate this, by the way, that they're saying that it's not important. I think, trying to do any type of attempt to joke around with her about that, I don't know how to feel about that.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Okay, so obviously Furina is playable, so is this story quest going to be about how she gets her vision? I didn't talk about that, but we never really saw her get a vision. And since she was an Archon, she technically didn't need one until now.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
Well, I mean, not that she ever used her elemental powers ever, but, you know what I mean. You're the only person for this job.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now.
I think the Traveling Paimon said something absolutely unnecessary, but if Furina spares them, I guess I will too.
So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so specific?
It is time for you to return
I
to the
see.
stage.
I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense.
Oh, that's so sad.
After
The way
all,
they're saying all this in the
I
English
was once
version.
the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
Because Archons... That's a really good point. Even though Archons, I think all the Archons just have visions just because they're trying to pose as a human. At least that's the point of Venti and Zhongli, is that they have visions on them because they're trying to, they're just trying to pose as humans. I'm not sure about Nahida, actually. And I'm also not sure about Full Solar. So you technically don't, you don't need, you don't need a vision at all if you're an Archon to use elemental powers. It's not necessarily because of the Gnosis, because Venti can still manipulate wind without a Gnosis. They all still hold some type of power.
But given the
Despite the
present
Gnosis being gone.
circumstances,
Also,
I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
I don't think, according to the Raiden Shogun, the Archons are not responsible for giving out visions. Even the Raiden Shogun said so herself.
How come? It sounds like
But
be a
somehow
present
in the
for you.
500 years, she never ever had to show off hydro
True,
powers.
but
Ever.
I have made
Ever.
a decision to retire from the stage.
A decision.
Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent
trauma.
inhabiting that character
You know,
has
that's
left an
pretty
indelible
fair.
mark
That
on
is
me.
incredibly traumatic.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
I don't blame you at all.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross.
Aw.
If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place.
If that's
So
how she
I'm not going to
feels, then
perform,
who am I to
and that is
judge?
that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare.
We could call up Nilu, even though she actually doesn't. Actually, Nilu only dances. I don't know if she would be good at acting.
Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point. Okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships.
Me neither.
Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me.
Oh, they hated you on the stage. Oh no.
Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
You shouldn't assume the worst of people.
True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for.
Oh.
Ooh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it. Nope, not happening.
I'm always dying from
Well,
embarrassment.
Is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
I feel so bad for her. She just
Have I
seems
not
so
made myself clear?
just.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
She just so seems so
I don't want
broken.
this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would.
She
Sorry.
got a little bit
I
angry
didn't
there,
mean
but
for
I
that
can
to sound so
understand.
harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed.
Don't guilt trip her. Welcome with a
guess
plan
that's all
B.
we can do now. All right then, we'll see you around, Furina.
Toodaloo to you, too.
Toodaloo.
I'm going home to take a rest now.
You know what's ridiculous to me? Paimon calling this place dingy when it literally is such a nice place. I think it looks. It's huge. Look at this thing. Look behind us. As my PS5 is losing frames. Look how big this place is. Like, I would not complain. Paimon's being judgmental. Fables de Fontaine. Oui, baguette. Omelette du fromage.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Yes, Paimon, that is called trauma. Who is this?
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I
Wait,
tell
why
you
is
I'm
she
going
angry?
to take a step back?
Oh, this is the
You didn't
actress.
need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness.
I like that
even when it's
Catherine is
clearly
just here
flaring
watching
up.
the chaos.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform.
She is definitely not.
Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Catherine.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Furina go?
Badly.
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried
It
to
feels
persuade
so
her, but
bad
she
for
wasn't
her.
having it.
That conversation
She
made
doesn't
me
wanna play
feel
the role for
worse.
personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right. Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Imagine if we actually did convince Furina to join, only to find out she was no longer needed. That would honestly be even worse than what just happened now. That would be way worse. I think she would start sobbing, I would start sobbing.
Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm down. So, guess
I
we
see
can
that people
consider
are
this
still
case
kind of
closed now,
intimidated
huh?
by her.
Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here. ...
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you.
Oh.
So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able to tough it out until the
Something
performance
tells
day.
me that she's not gonna
I
make
share
it, y'all.
everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
such a sad
I let
contrast.
myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
So this actually does remind me a little bit about Nilu's story quest. Speaking of story quests that are considered really unpopular in the community, I actually was pretty okay with Nilu's story quest, and it's such a contrast because the Sub-Zero's theater was basically trying to have a show that'll bring a beginning to them. Meanwhile, this troupe is trying to have a show that'll bring an end to them.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
Wait here a second, Paimon.
Sure.
What is the traveler thinking? She's peeking! Girl, what are you doing? You got caught in 4K. Oh.
Hey, how did you... I
What are you
was
doing?
just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
She's using her confident voice.
All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
She sounds so awkward.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned.
Only a tiny
that's
bit, you
all.
guys. Only a teeny
When you
tiny
came
bit.
to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full
Look,
grasp
we
of
were
the
the
situation.
traveler and Paimon were very rude to
Anyway,
you,
I
Furina,
just feel a
too,
bit
so...
bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
The traveler and Paimon should be saying they're sorry, too.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
Then why did you just show yourself?
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you?
Look, you were hiding.
I felt very sheepish,
Oh.
having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me. But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Furina star in our show?
Oh, they actually do like her. We just talked with Ladwig about this. I forgot. But yeah, it's kind of weird. She did say that she was afraid of people on the stage hating her, but then we have people like Ladwig who still like her.
There's no need to think like that, and no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband? if the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance.
She's still got the braids.
Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just
Oh, is it
beyond
really
our control.
financial reasons? Oh.
Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she
What
was the
happened
founder
to
as well as
her?
the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in this serial disappearances
She got
case.
turned into water.
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks
Oh
to their
my
efforts that the true
God.
culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Furina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater.
Man, that's so
She
sad.
rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then she disappeared.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart.
What if Furina takes
It's
over?
agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms.
I mean, she does
than
have the
stick it out
brains to
the
do it,
bitter end
right?
And watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
That is really sad.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic
Aw.
tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Furina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention this. I don't know if it's significant or not, but she's currently in her Usia outfit.
I can, however, provide
Which,
some artistic guidance
once
from the
again,
vantage
a
point of highly
reminder that
experienced
Usia
audience member.
means the body, I'm pretty sure.
But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
For Lady Furina.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the
Aw.
life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high.
Well, good thing you're living all the way at the bottom. Actually, no, if she was, then she'd be in the sewers.
The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
Well, it can bring emotional catharsis.
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for the late director.
Oui,
Things
baguette.
such as this I have never witnessed before. And so I should like to observe.
Oh, I
So a
skipped
fan
it.
of
I'm
your old
sorry.
dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This
She
is
set
a
a boundary,
completely different
Paimon.
situation. Pearls before swine.
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Sure.
Thank you all so much. our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances, as of course we all are. Alright, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's
Oh no, they live in a
smaller side.
shack. They actually live in a shack, don't they? Oh no. To yesterday. That's an interesting quest title name. Let me just read this. Furina was unexpectedly unyielding in her opposition to performing, so all you could do is return to the Adventurers Guild and tell them the truth. However, she actually followed you back and chose to participate in the performance as a consultant. All the way on the other side of the freaking city. Nobody look at my notifications. Oh, I ended up in the sewers! It's okay, because this game has super fast load times now. We need to go this way. Y'all, I finally got the Sumeru wings, by the way. And now I have to work on grinding the Fontaine wings. I need absolutely everyone to carry me in my leveling in this game.
Huh? Lady Furina?
It is her, Lady Furina.
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Furina will be supporting our production of the Little Oceanid in the role of
Wait, the Little
artistic
Oceanid, that's the
consultant.
quest name. What if it's
These
like the
two
Little
over here
Mermaid?
are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Aw.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying the Little Oceanid?
The Little
Yeah,
Mermaid.
that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Excuse me.
But if it's not finished, then...
Finding an actress was the least of our problems, actually. Oh no, I just realized.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about.
Are you sure this is
The
gonna work?
protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around
This
her.
is literally a parallel to The Little Mermaid.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
She loses her love and jumps into the ocean to become sea foam. Oh wait, that's the wrong version.
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
Oh my gosh. Wait, are we gonna actually go with the sea foam thing? I was joking.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden
Oh my
disappearance?
god.
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
No.
Exactly.
It needs to spread a
lot
message
of the
of
time,
hope.
people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him.
Dang.
The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took
Ursula?
the director's death pretty
No,
hard.
I'm joking.
Hasn't set foot in the city since.
Where
he
is
did
he?
write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. so we're not really sure what to make of that.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware,
Aw.
but your
Everyone
name
here
has always
likes
been like
you,
a rallying
Furina.
cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
That's so good, adorable.
Oh, stop! You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
Poisson? Isn't
I thought the
Poisson
last
a
thing his
wreck
friend would
right
want
now?
would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago.
I was about to say.
But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson.
Yeah, girl. I know. Look, if you don't want to go, you don't gotta go, but I'll go.
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show.
If you say so.
Allons-y. To Poisson!
To Poisson. Y'all, we did it. Oh, and I think I did my dailies. Y'all, I did my dailies! Look at those gems. Okay, we gotta go talk to Catherine, because unfortunately they still haven't let you find a way to claim Catherine's rewards through the commissions menu yet. Having met with the troop, you two learn two critical members have yet to return. First is Paulo, who is responsible for completing the script. He is over in Poisson. I love the load times on PS5, by the way. I think PS5 has better load times than my PC. The only issue I have with PS5 is that it cannot keep a frame rate on Genshin for the life of it. It's trying really, really hard to, but it cannot. My PC has a better frame rate than this. The only reason I'm doing it on PS5 is because it's less load on my PC, and my PC's getting up there in age. Yeah, we have to go to Poisson. Another good thing about me doing my freaking dailies is, y'all, this is the easiest it's ever been to get story keys. Ever. This has been the easiest time. Like, cause you get story keys for completing those dailies, and it is so easy to get story keys now. It's so great. Oh, Poisson. I feel so bad. The city is still trying to clean itself up.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
This shack? Oh my god, I wouldn't.
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
All right. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script.
I think Furina's gonna have to shout through the door or something.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
As expected.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson.
Navia,
I assumed it was a
hi.
case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I actually am looking forward to doing Navia's story quest, because she did get confirmed to be playable by Hoyoverse a couple days ago.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
Oh, are things too awkward?
You're here for Paulo? Looks like you could
she
be
was
a while,
looking
so
down.
feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
We're going for a stroll.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
She wants a private conversation. Hi.
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She's
I wish
so
there was
dejected.
something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet?
Look. I guess she has a point.
We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done. Which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe.
So you're saying that she needs to be
To
careful.
avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you
You're
are just an actress playing the
bruh.
role of Furina.
So not the real
It's not a
Furina.
perfect solution, but
That's
hopefully
so
it
silly.
means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
I don't, Navia, that was a very,
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
I don't know about thoughtful as
Well,
much as
what do you expect? I am
desperate.
the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
A Navia cosplayer? That's not the real one. It's
Off
just
we
a
go,
Navia
then.
cosplayer actor.
Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right.
Oh, Navia.
You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
It's true. It is so true what Navia said. Whither should the water flow? Accompany Furina as she unwinds. Gosh, I feel so bad for Poisson. This place is such a wreck. That's not the real one, I promise
so
you.
grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding.
They're glaring
To
at
be
her still
perfectly
though.
honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her.
That is totally fair.
It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
They're one of my favorite characters in the Final Fantasy series is so similar to Furina. Just absolutely. I'm gonna screenshot this. How do I screenshot it? I think it's like, how do I do it? Is it this? Yes. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems, but that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles. Stop facing
So
them.
that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was
Yes.
saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to
They're all
unleash a
glaring
tirade
at
of
her.
vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and
A lot of
accept.
people did not buy her lie.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes.
Oh, like during the Archon Quest when she was doing the spotlight.
I guess I wasn't quite ready for this.
That was
after
one
all.
of the most powerful segments of the Archon Quest,
Surprised
by
you're
the way.
making yourself go through all of this.
It's absolutely emotional. Maybe you have taken on a bit too much in one
I
go.
can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
I think they're all getting really suspicious of her. We have to leave.
Probably time we made a move.
Yeah, we need to leave.
How about we check out Spina di Rosula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Oh, I like that the crowd completely disappeared back there. Do you have any new dialogue, dude? Oh, he has nothing. I know there is a Hydroculus there, but guess what? I do not care. So, I'll care about it when I do another Fontaine exploring session with Book and Scott. Whenever that's gonna be. Da, 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 da. I'm losing frames.
I'm sorry.
Well, what do you think of the
probably
city
just wanted
or the
a
town?
relaxing stroll, and here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
No, this is not trauma dumping.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them.
Oh, man.
They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came. And the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
Don't be so harsh on yourself.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals
It was
such
so
as yourselves.
bad, man.
Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
You just gotta find your own place around here.
I would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Reward?
With that, think of your freedom as a way to just finally find what you want to do.
I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust.
Yeah, I remember her saying that.
I had to keep all my
Was
feelings,
she crying again?
all my curiosity about life to myself. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
Me neither.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Oh my gosh, Dari, trying to resub in the middle of a sad cutscene.
I don't know what's gotten into
Thank you for the
today.
resub.
I'm making an effort here. You could at least try.
We're crying in the middle of this sad cutscene and
Hydro
boom.
Dragon.
Hydro Dragon.
Don't cry, feels bad, man.
Thank you for the 6 months resub. We are crying so badly right now. We're crying and dancing at the same time. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. Well, I'm not a Hydro Dragon, so I can cry as much as I want. Anyway, what Paimon meant to say was, she doesn't want to see you so down.
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
I'm gonna hope so. Gosh, I'm still laughing at that timing. Oh god. I don't think I'm ever gonna. I think I'm just gonna keep giggling about that for the rest of this quest. You know what I'm not giggling about is this PS5 frame rate. But honestly, at least I have a better frame rate than some of these mobile gamers. I'm calling y'all out. I know what you are. Y'all, there was the funniest Furina clip ever. You know what? I don't care if the sad music's playing. So this is all silly anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna play this audio. This is not the actual voice actor for Furina, by the way. This is an imitator. They're just imitating Furina.
I, Focalor, hereby declare you gay. Yes, Monsieur Neuvillette, I know what you are.
I know what you are. Yes, I posted that in the community Discord over in the Hoyo Yelling channel. It is so funny.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
I love fried foods.
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is?
Navia's like, I got all the money.
Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk
actually
all the
does
time.
make me sad now.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead.
Well, we had
Paulo's
a very,
nearly done.
very nice
We
heart-to-heart
shouldn't have
with
to wait too much
Furina.
longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
Paimon.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
The father?
That's right. He has some pretty
Poseidon?
memorable lines too, like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness.
Oh my god.
Is this truly what you want?
Is this supposed to actually, I thought this was supposed to reference the Little Mermaid, but now I think they're making it very obvious that this is supposed to reference Focalor and Furina talking to one another.
Wait, that sounds kind of
That sounds very kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time.
This is such a sad
It was
quest,
like that
man.
until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like,
You know
"Come
what that
on,
reminds me of?
You must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though.
I know
was
it
an
would.
easy target,
I know it would
and they
not
knew
make
it.
any sense chronologically, but it reminds me of the kid from Risley's character teaser. Because the kid was the son of a. I don't know if it was necessarily a murderer, but he was a criminal.
One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just
They're
couldn't
not the
take
same
it
person,
anymore.
but
So I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point.
I feel so
whole world
bad
was
for
out
these
to get
two.
me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Furina
Yeah.
knows where this is all
For the
going.
first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh,
times
look at
change.
this fool. He has new
Oh,
hair. I don't think we've
you're
seen an
finally
NPC with that
done?
hair.
Get your
Have
butt
we?
over here.
Or is
There's
this the
someone I need to
Tepe
introduce
hair?
you to. This
I
is
can't-
our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god. How did you manage to wrangle
It is
that?
her.
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just...
Wow.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city.
Oh, look at those two.
Then, disaster strikes.
I just realized, I think these two are supposed to be the lady and Palu.
The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing.
Oh no.
The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land,
Oh.
as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
So Fontaine also is supposed to represent the Industrial Revolution, and at the cost of so much technology is that waste and pollution.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Yeah,
Water
that makes
as a
sense.
conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them,
Look at
there
that
were some
creepy
people
guy in the
eavesdropping when she
background there,
revealed her
above my
secret.
head.
The
He's
little Oceanid is
eavesdropping.
accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
The townspeople
then?
hate her.
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover and the rest of humanity.
This is an absolute, it's as if they took Focalor and Furina's story and just made it into a play.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
I like her confident voices back.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? and she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her? Her lover makes sure her secret never gets out.
No, that's such a sad ending.
And humanity continues down the path to extinction.
No, I don't want it to end that way. No one does.
Sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aurelie's death. Both arbitrary and meaningless.
That isn't what she would want.
On the day when she went missing, Director Aurelie had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
What if the girl was in danger?
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something,
that actually
but he
might
won't
make
open
sense.
up to me.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me.
Look, dude, he did.
Well, speaking of the play being true to life,
Plot twist!
I was deeply, madly in love with Aurelie.
What? You kept that one quiet.
Oh my god.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away.
She was focused on her
She
work.
said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Oh, Paulo.
So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by Aurelie. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont
I
once and
wonder
for all.
if they were
face to
after
face.
Dolphy.
We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Villemont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly,
We are ready.
I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do.
I mean, she had
Come
to
on,
face
everyone.
the truth herself also.
Allons-y.
Allons-y. I love the parallels they're making in this quest. They're making so many parallels to Furina's situation, and you know, she's trying to look at that situation in retrospect, and I love it. The members of the troupe do not see eye to eye on the ending of the script, and everyone believes they should hear what the last member, Villemont, has to say about it. So you set off from Poisson over to the other side of the map that, thank goodness, I have unlocked. Imagine if I didn't unlock this. Nobody look at nobody look at the fact that I have chests that I never opened. Scott, don't look at my stream. Book, look away.
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
Dolphy will be fine.
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Try to keep up. Da, 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 da. Why is it this nighttime again? Hello? Where is he? Why is he out here in the wilderness? Slimes.
Wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour.
Are they really gonna use Furina as a trial character against slimes?
Wait, why are you all looking at me?
I don't
You're not
expect you to
seriously
fight at all,
expecting me to
Furina.
fight,
You
are
should.
you?
They should not be.
We're just curious, that's all.
Why are they having Furina
I don't
fight
think
Hydro
anyone's ever
slimes?
seen Furina
Why do
in
they
a
think
fight
this is a
before.
bright idea?
Yeah, but
Wait, I just realized
Don't
she
you
doesn't have a
remember why?
vision right now.
the Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Furina said so herself.
Oh, her lie in the trial.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in
Her
distress
awkwardness.
more than anything.
I absolutely
That sounded
enjoy the
so
awkwardness.
smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I'm forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I
She
swoops
talks like
in to
I
save
do.
the day.
Poor little delicate
Aw,
me is without any
Too
help.
bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Okay, it is up to me. Oh, shh. Hey, I have no way to beat this
Time
thing.
for takeoff. Brace yourselves.
This is awful. This is so bad. I have no way to beat this cryo slime. Because not only do I have a bunch of Hydro units in the party, but I have Ricely, who is useless on this Hydro slime.
Let's begin.
This is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. The wind knows me.
Anyway, if Xingqiu could ever get his turn
Think you
back.
can get away? Yahoo! No, my sword.
There's more of you? Bruh.
Clear. Face your guilt.
Anyway, oh my gosh. Girl.
Witness the power of Gugwa.
The power of
Brace
Gulwa is
yourself.
gonna have to figure something out.
Clouds high. The birds come.
This is so bad. This is so bad. Nobody watched
Here we
this.
go.
This is embarrassing.
Time for takeoff.
You know, why do I think having a cryo character for this would be a bright idea?
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. Into the wind.
Let me weave you a verse. Rain, outline.
They're immune.
Brace yourself.
Running into Hydro mobs is awful.
The wind knows me. As one with wind and
Well, not
cloud.
only.
Bravo! Good
Oh my
job.
gosh, we did it.
You certainly live up to your reputation.
That was so bad. That was so bad. I'm gonna
Yeah,
use
thank
Xingqiu to heal Ricely.
Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Poor Ricely is losing HP. You know what I should have done? I should have leveled up his artifacts. You know what else I should have done? I should have leveled up his freaking weapon. I have nothing to level it up anyway. My gosh.
Vilma, are you there?
Why is he in a shack?
It's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
For Lady Furina, I spied
I can
you.
explain.
I'm
We've been
joking.
rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else about making the little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show.
Wait, does he
If
really
I
know
open
what
this can of worms
happened?
now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Viamant, avoiding the truth will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
I don't want to talk about it.
What did he do?
Listen, Viamant. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart
Oh my gosh.
As you all know
That's
already,
so mean.
The troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing.
Side jobs?
Even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty
What
dire.
were they doing?
So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances.
Oh
It seemed like a
my
win-win.
gosh.
So
it was that primordial
I said yes to it
seawater
on the
mix.
spot
Blah.
without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized
It was
the drink
primordial
in question
seawater.
was synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
It causes significant harm to the body.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could
And the
not
merchant
agree to
got
this
mad at
collaboration.
her.
The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe, and it wasn't my fault.
Oh, she seemed like such a good person.
Things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I knew then that things must have reached a boiling
The
point.
merchant took
I admit
her.
this whole thing was my
Vache.
mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
You gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean you were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her. How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but
I don't even know what to say right now. I'm in
What
coping
good is
mode
my
right now. I'm
apology now?
coping mode.
I'm just a coward who
Wait,
made
we need to
an
do the
awful,
cope emote.
terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
That
Get
is
out of my sight.
obviously not
Go,
what
get
anybody would
lost.
want.
I don't ever want to see your face again.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your
Furina.
own emotions?
you're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other.
They're gonna achieve
If
nothing.
you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director O'Reilly and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing
Why are
at?
you laughing?
I don't see what's so funny.
Hello?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry.
How many times are these people gonna say really and truly? They sound like me now.
I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
No, because I'm gonna be crying for the next 20 minutes here.
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
Wait, it might actually be possible to find out more about her fate?
What do you mean?
Huh?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items.
Oh, maybe her
belonging to the
stuff's
victims.
there.
If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on O'Reilly's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
I guess we're going. Poor Riceley is still dying. I still cannot believe this ghetto shack. Oh, you can't break any of this. Anyway, yeah, we're going back to the Palais. I guess we're gonna go talk to Neuvillette for some reason, even though we should go... Or maybe, oh, I guess they must have confiscated everything from the lab and it ended up here in the Palais Memoria. That's probably what happened. Right? Also, Riceley Dumpy. Sorry, I had to say that since he's sprinting.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case has been closed for quite a while now.
We're just trying to review one of the victims.
Since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
Sadid always sounds so posh.
So, this is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
What did the notebook have?
It's full of script lines and sketches too. Looks like they show where the different
Oh, all
parts
her
should be
work
placed
on the
stage.
play.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped.
Maybe she wrote how she wanted to play the end.
Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women.
Oh my gosh.
If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence.
But I guess they were
guilt.
rushing too much
Vacher
to use
took
it as
so
evidence.
many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess O'Reilly must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait, it cuts off.
Huh?
Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Read what? Someone else was taken. That makes 6, or perhaps the 7th. Someone tried to escape yesterday but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Oh my god. I think I have a fever and my old stomach troubles have returned, but nobody has given me any medicine. I suppose I'm more friendly than crazy. The pain keeps her awake at night. Oh my god, this is absolutely disgusting, traumatic. If anyone sees this, troops safe. I, them, important. Please, farewell. Life, perform, future. Regret, Leo. Oh my gosh. Lyrics from musicals. It is apparent that the pages have been referenced often, that this is the personal art notebook of artistic director Arelli.
She was so terrified.
She watched a girl get dissolved right in front of her.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
The lyrics, if you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You'll face suffering and loneliness. Is this what you truly want? Because I'm an older sister to them. I love them.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troupe would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love. And she truly deserved it.
This is so sad.
Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Y'all, I took eye drops before the stream started because my eye may or may not have an infection, right? And, I was already crying a little bit before, and I'm worried I'm gonna end up actually just crying for real now. It's okay, I have Rightly Stumpy to look at while I'm coping. Hello? Where are they? Oh, they're this way. It's an absolute feels bad man moment. Furina's using her wisdom here too. She genuinely wants to help pass on Arelli's message and help them. We can all cry together. After reading through the notebook, some are lost for words and some weep bitterly and some grind their teeth and howl with rage. A long time passes before the group is able to calmly come together and finally make a decision.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance to make this a show worthy of our director.
It's
I
gonna
won't
be
ask
a
for your
good
forgiveness,
one.
and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important
Countless,
thing.
by the way.
If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions love, hate, regret, and hope just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe.
This is so sad that the
Alright,
troupe's gonna split
I'll
up
leave you
after
to
this.
fine-tune your musical while
If
I
they're
go
really
and
gonna go
procure
through
a
with it.
stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show,
The
we
opera?
need an extraordinary stage. By
There?
which I, of course, mean the opera
She's gonna walk up to Neuvillette and be like,
Whoa,
hey.
wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
No, that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Go big or go home.
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you? I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too.
You know,
Come
no
on.
pressure.
We'll need to get the go-ahead from Neuvillette. I know just where to find him.
I kind of have a feeling I know where this is going. I think Neuvillette is going to be very, very proud of Nahida. We cannot talk. This Elaine person was very irrelevant, bruh.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks. This Borad person's also irrelevant.
First Miss Furina, now the opera epiclese? If only the director was still with us.
Hey, come on. There's no point in dwelling on that now. We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you're right. Now's not the time to get all melancholy.
Lastly is Palu.
During the final scene, maybe we should stop the music just before Cleo takes the stage?
I don't know what they're planning, but they're planning something. Oh, I think I know what's gonna happen. I think Neuvillette is gonna be a very, very proud grandpa. Or proud dad. I don't know. He's gonna be very, very proud.
Hey, look at that! Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
No, she's known Neuvillette for years now. Of course she was gonna know where he's at.
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina.
Miss
And
Furina.
you too, Traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
You share the story of the little Oceanid with
I understand.
Neuvillette.
The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult.
Neuvillette is
the
like...
story of the little Oceanid is most
I'll just
fascinating.
get it in.
I'm looking forward to
just
seeing it
pencil it
performed
in.
on stage. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
What do you mean? Do I look excited?
She's determined.
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another, and... well, here we are. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a
He's
new lease on
proud.
life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the Little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist, Cleo, are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again.
He is the
No
closest
exceptions.
Furina has to family.
Nor do I think it is any great shame.
To family.
There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
I mean, you did too. It was a spectacle. I don't know if it was a very happy spectacle, but...
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Neuvillette.
You are very welcome.
Thank you, old man.
Many people were once enthralled by Lady Furina's performances, myself included. I hope that one day she'll be able to understand that our appreciation was always sincere.
Anyway. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I hate that their building is so far away from a teleporter. I mean, it's not that far away, but I wish it was right next to the thing. I'm just lazy. I'm just being lazy. Once I get the Notlon wings, I'm gonna immediately give them to
Good news,
Riceley.
everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned
Her
speech,
amazing
Monsieur Neuvillette was moved
abilities.
to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is
They have a
truly
really,
wonderful.
really tiny stage.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing. Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up.
It's because she herself is fired up.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Look at them all. We got a montage. Oh. They're in costume. Furina watching it all. Yeah, Furina, scold Paimon.
Accursed Cleo.
Oh,
She
they're
stole the
acting.
waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
Yes, her awful crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win
Wait,
back
is this
the
the
water's
performance
favor
itself?
if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Oh my gosh.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back.
Oh wait, this is the performance. So then this must be the scene where Cleo's gonna do something. What is she gonna do? Is she okay?
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen
I'm worried
such a
that
fine
her sickness
performance
is
in a
gonna
long
flare.
time. If only.
If only what? Do you want a chance to be on the stage?
It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Wait, is she not well? Oh, she's not now.
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now.
She's not well.
Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
The irony.
Sorry. I've let everyone down.
I mean, there is someone here who can still do it, right?
This is a conversation
There's someone
for
here who
another
can
time.
do it,
How can the show go on without its star performer?
right?
Miss Furina, I'd like
Miss
to make a request of
Furina.
you.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll
She'll
sing the
sing.
finale.
Oh.
From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
She's gonna
Thank
do
you,
it.
Miss Furina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep.
Aw.
No one likes regrets. Myself included.
No regrets.
Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this
Like
world.
you, Furina.
Well said.
Oh.
I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Are we gonna get a cutscene? Y'all, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready. Here we go, gamers. They better not skip this. Don't you do it. Don't skip the song. Cutscene! Oh, this is it.
Let's get here.
She's not coming.
You're wrong. She's here.
Cleo. Oh, it's in French. It says... Everything's coming back.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want? A hydrovision? She faded away, but a hydrovision appeared. Are these supposed to be the grumpy guys who hated her? I think those two were supposed to be like some people who do not like Furina.
Who was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
It is her.
She hasn't been seen for a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere.
She has a hydrovision on her, by the way. I saw it on her.
Superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo.
I think it was a
played by Aurélie Fumont.
Usia vision. I couldn't tell, or maybe it was Numa. I had a hard time telling. I think that's kind of the point, though.
That's not her name. What's
Cleo.
going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people.
Y'all, I'm still just obsessed with that
break the
cutscene.
one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice.
Our little Oceanid.
I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
That is not it.
Oh, so it was Furina after all. She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing?
She's embarrassed.
He should have run that by me first.
All right, calm
Gosh,
down.
that was
Don't be
such a
mad.
beautiful cutscene.
This was a group decision.
That was such a beautiful
We just didn't want your
cutscene.
contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but
The rules.
it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I
She
wasn't
sounds
ready
so
for this yet.
embarrassed.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, at most, you might be asked to sign a few autographs later.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show?
You mean Furina getting a vision?
Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision.
Wait, a prop vision?
A real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, wait! That was the ending twist. So the ending was that Cleo was supposed to get a vision. But a real one showed up instead?
That.
Wait. Stop. I'm so confused. The top of her vision around the edges looks like an Usia. Who is this? You're getting rejected immediately. The bottom of her vision looks like an Usia vision, but the pattern around it looks like a Numa vision. I guess that is the point, isn't it? That she's supposed to be both Usia and Numa.
I've got no idea what happened there either.
Look at this thing.
But, hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it?
Also, there's little teeth. I just realized there's like weird little teeth in there. I don't think those were originally part of Fontaine visions either.
That the audience has never seen
What is up with her? I guess she got a fancy little vision.
What about Dulphy? I wonder how she's doing.
She's probably better.
Let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went.
Hopefully she's
if
better.
If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
Oh, are the NPCs gone? You know, honestly, this has actually been one of the most interesting / tolerable NPC groups I've seen in a story quest in a very long time. I usually am very, very judgmental of the NPCs. But I don't know, there's just something about this group. I guess it's because they all are working together towards a common cause now that I really like. You sent something for me to read after I finish the quest? Okay, after I finish the quest. Okay, I will look at that later. We need to finish the quest first. That was so good. I mean, we're not done yet, but I'm still. I hope she's okay. Are you better, girl? Where is she? Hello? Where is she? The other side of the city? Oh, they took her all the way back to the court. Well, I just went into the sewers. Anyway. Gosh. When I tell you I hate. One day I'm gonna level up my Risley to 80 and it's gonna be over for all y'all. Okay, at least she seems okay. We have good news.
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
Oh my.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage! You'll
On the
Steambird!
Of course, on the Steambird. Charlotte, it's gonna be all over
wonderful.
this.
I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
You cared about this though, girl.
Don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves
but she didn't get
recognition.
her name called in the curtain call.
Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
Ever. I know what you are. Ether knows what you are. Paimon knows what you are.
Any plans for the next step?
Well, the troop should officially
After
disband,
the brilliant
right?
performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
Furina's being so smart
No,
about this, but...
we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
It's their plan and they're gonna stick to it, but it really
I
is
still
such a
want to keep
shame,
performing,
isn't it?
So I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order.
Okay, these
I
two
guess I'll
are.
hold
I
off
know
until
exactly.
you've properly recovered as well.
I know exactly what these
What
two
about
are.
you, Miss Furina? Any future plans?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go, until I finally acquiesce. You
Of
rather seal my
course.
fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined. Maybe Neuvillette was right.
Neuvillette.
Maybe Cleo is the right role for me.
He is right. I mean, he
I still don't
is.
wish to
He
pretend to be
knows
someone
you.
else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all.
Just do whatever feels right for you.
Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade. seeking
Masquerade
only
of
to
the
hide
guilty.
truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning
Fontaine
real
had so
stories
many
about
truths
real
and
people
lies. This is
and how
such
they touch the
so
lives
many
of others
twists in this
around them.
place.
I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future.
And that
I'm
is how
sure
she'll
this
live.
is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
You know, Furina getting a vision reminds me of one line Yayamiko said all the way back in version 2.2. 2.2? 2.1. I'll never ever forget this line every single time I play Genshin. For one to have a vision, one has to have ambition. For one to lose a vision is to lose one's ambition. So I guess for one to gain a vision means to gain ambition.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
That's the end, the little Oceanid. Oh, wait, let me talk to everybody before I do my final thoughts.
I mean, of course I have some regrets, but
There'll be plenty of opportunities in the future for us to tell the stories that we want on stage.
Man, what an ending. And only 60 Primo Gems because MiHoYo hates me.
I feel ready to
Book,
pass out.
welcome back. I literally just finished the quest. When you had a nap when I started the quest, and now you had a nap when I finished the quest. I wonder
you
if
so
it's
much.
possible to talk to
I
that
feel
one
like
guy.
I've rekindled the passion I had when I first joined the troupe. It might turn out to be too little, too late for me.
Since they're
But
disbanding.
still, this has been the experience of a lifetime.
But yeah, I wonder if it is possible to go find that NPC somewhere and talk to him, but I don't know if I really want to.
I'm just finishing packing up. As soon as I'm done, I've got an interview with the Steambird to get to. Thanks to all your help, this show was more perfect than we ever could have hoped for. But most of all,
I really
I want to thank
really
you for
hope.
giving me the chance to finally say farewell to Aurelie.
I really hope the story of this troupe continues somehow. I don't want it to continue in an Act 2 of Furina's story quest. I would like the story for these guys to continue maybe in an event. Considering the quest styles that Genshin does, they could do a world quest to continue these guys' stories, but that would make no sense. So I guess the next best thing is if I don't want it to continue in Furina's story quest Act 2, it would have to be in an event. But I really would love to see these guys again.
It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving this kind of power. And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels
a thought
more
suddenly
like
came
I'm
to my head,
finally
y'all.
able to take my fate in my own hands.
So who is handing out visions? If the seat of the Hydro Archon is supposed to be gone and no more Hydro Archons can succeed, then who gave Furina that Hydro vision? If technically it's not Celestia. Could it be Celestia? But Celestia has no power over Hydro anymore. The one who has Hydro, power over Hydro, should be somebody who's over here. Is he over here? Are you over here? He's gone. I'm talking about Neuvillette. Let me read this DM. I have a feeling I know what this DM is. Let's read it together. Let me switch to BRB so that I can open this without getting myself freaking doxxed. I think I know what this tweet is. Let me push F11. And we're gonna zoom in a lot. Oh my gosh, we have so much to unpack. We have a bunch to unpack. Oh my gosh, y'all, wait. In case you missed it, one of Neuvillette's story entries, Vision is now unlocked after the Archon Quest. He explains so much about how visions work. New entry also has implications that Neuvillette was the one who gave Furina her vision. To control and to continue to subdue and control resentments and loathing of the world, the usurper and the one who came after created the Gnosis together. So this is talking about probably the descendants, right? From that day on, whenever a person's wishes reach the heavens, the 7 overseers of the material realm were duty-bound to grant them a gift. But this makes no sense to me because the Raiden Shogun literally said that she didn't give a vision out. So I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Celestia. Though they might know nothing of who or what wish had stepped into the threshold of the sacred, the 7 Archons still had imparted a shattered shard of their mastery to that person. So then I'm still confused about how the Raiden Shogun says that she's not the one handing out electrovisions. Who was doing it for her then? I don't know. Neuvillette obeys no... Yeah, Genshin contradicts themselves. Neuvillette obeys no edict from the heavens, so Celestia, but he does acknowledge human will, so he too set aside parts of himself as like unto dragon treasure hordes of old, awaiting valiant humans to come and claim them. So yes, Neuvillette is the one who gave Furina this vision. Now let's look at the quote tweet. Just to further prove that Furina's vision was granted by Neuvillette, the Dragon Sovereign of Water, you will notice that aside from the Pneumosia casing... Okay, so I was right, the case is Pneuma and Usia together. Furina's vision has dragon claws holding onto it. So yeah, this is a... I think this is a Pneuma vision right down here, down below. This looks to be Lenny's vision, I think. I think that's it, or maybe it's Arlecchino's. It's one of those two. Shut up, Risley! Risley, shut up! Shut up, Risley!
Seriously, don't break the law.
Don't break the law. I'll break anything to make you angry, Risley. Anyway, So these are not dragon fangs, I think. These are dragon claws, which is really cool feature. That's so cool. But yeah, Genshin continues to contradict itself. This is not the first time Genshin contradicts itself with lore in the story. Unfortunately, I do not have Furina's friendship leveled up, but she's in the party. She's level 40. I wonder, does she have a vision story? Yeah, we don't know everything yet, but let me check Raiden's voice line while we're here. I need to see. Profile. It's over here, right?
Really? So in all this time, no new electrovisions have appeared in the outside world? Well, what I can say on this topic is subject to certain constraints.
The heavenly principles.
It is not by my will that visions are granted or denied. The key is people's desire, and, well, there's another side to it too.
What's the other side then? If it's not the Archons, then what is the other side? Oh my gosh. This game continues to make me absolutely lose my mind. I'm gonna check actually to see if the guy is there. I forgot where he was supposed to be. He's supposed to be like down here. There's supposed to be a shack somewhere around here, right? I forgot where it was. Bruh, my brain doesn't not remember. We literally were just there and I forgot. Was it this way, y'all? If the other side of it has to do with the abyss, I'm gonna be screaming. Hey, his shack is gone. It was literally here. But yeah, I guess the guy is nowhere to be found, because I sure don't see anything. But yeah, who knows what the other side of it is, but there's still so much to unpack about what it really means to give away the visions, and hopefully we'll talk about it in the Dainsleep quest, or maybe we'll talk about it in an event or a world quest, or maybe in Natlan. Like, there is still... They've been giving us so much lore lately in the Fontaine arc, but I feel like there's still so much more we have to uncover. But anyway, Furina's quest... very good. I was very satisfied with it. I was worried that it was going to end up not only with me getting disappointed with it like Risley's story quest, but also I was worried it was going to end up like Raiden Shogun's first story quest, where we were sitting here like, why are we here? Why are we going on a walk? Why? What are we even doing? No, I was very much engaged and interested with this the entire time, and I just realized that Furina has the exact same birthday as me. We both have the exact same birthday. October 13th. She is a Libra, which makes sense. It absolutely makes sense that she has to be a Libra. People have only been able to wield visions ever since Celestia took control. From what I understand. Basically, as soon as Celestia took control, it eventually came to a point where they were like, oh, let the 7 have the powers to give out the vision, or whatever. As we learned, that probably isn't the case, but who knows. Let the power of the 7 elements be able to give out visions to people with ambition. There is so much to uncover. Anyway, that is enough chatting. I love this story quest. It was amazing. It might be the best one in Fontaine so far. It might be even better than Neuvillette's, but I really think Neuvillette's was good too. And I'm very much hoping that Hoyoverse keeps this up and does a good job with Navia's story quest in 4.3. We do have an event coming up. It's about Freminet. I have no idea if I'm going to cover it. I'm going to be honest. I'm really not motivated to. We will see how long the event is if I'm really motivated to do it, but I feel bad because we actually haven't seen that much of Freminet. But we'll see. We'll see if I'm motivated enough to do it.